Hi there, traveler. What's up? Planning your first trip to Brazil and unsure what to expect? There are a few things you need to know before you go. Things that will make your trip safer, smoother, and way more fun. In this video, I will tell you 20 of the most important things you need to know before you travel to Brazil. Stick around because number 17 might just save you from a big trouble. Let's go! Number 1. Tipping is non-mandatory. Around the world, we are known as people who do not tip, and this is kind of true. The only situation where it is common for us to tip is in restaurants. In coffee shops, hotels, taxis, and other situations, most Brazilians do not tip. This behavior, which is cultural, is sometimes followed when we travel abroad, hence our reputation. Know that the way tipping works in Brazil is different from Canada, where it's almost a crime if you do not tip, or the US, Europe, and other countries around the world. In Brazil, tipping is not mandatory, but a 10% service charge is usually included in restaurant bills. But if you didn't like the service provided, you can ask the waiter to take the 10% off the bill. Don't feel obligated to pay more if you don't like the service, okay? The second thing you need to know before you travel to Brazil is that you should not drink water from the tap. Unlike in Canada, the US, and several European countries where it's safe to drink tap water, in Brazil, tap water isn't always safe. So stick to bottled water. At the grocery store, they sell bottles that range from small ones, like 500 milliliters, to 5 liters. A small one costs less than 1 USD if you buy at the supermarket. And the bigger the bottle, the cheaper it is, and it is better for the environment too. Number 3, don't expect punctuality. Life moves at a more relaxed pace in Brazil. If someone says 8 p.m., expect them at 8:30. I'm not kidding. Of course, this is not a rule and it depends a lot of each person and the situation. If it's a work meeting, we stick to the time. If it's a friends meeting, then 8 p.m. would mean 8:30ish. Oh, and if you love travel tips and adventure, hit that subscribe button for more content about Brazil and South America. Number 4, Brazilians are very friendly. People are warm, open, and love to chat. Even if they don't speak English very well, they will try to chat with you and help you in case you need tips or information. A kiss or two on the cheek is a common greeting in some regions, as well as a hug. Of course, that depends on the person, but usually that happens. For example, if you are with a Brazilian friend and he is introducing you to another Brazilian friend, expect a hug from that person. Number 5, don't expect things written in English or other languages. Brazil's official language is Portuguese, and usually everything is written in Portuguese. Do not travel to Brazil expecting restaurant menus, subway signs, etc. in English. Of course, that some restaurants and bars have menus in English, but that is not a rule. Keep in mind that many people don't speak English, especially outside major cities. So, my suggestion is to have internet so you can use a good app to translate things if needed. I will leave here below a SIM card that I recommend, and you can also get a $3 discount for your first purchase. Number 6, use sunscreen. The sun in Brazil is strong. Use sunscreen to avoid burns and that lobster-like color. There are always those gringos on the beach who are super red. Why? Because they don't know their body and because they didn't use sunscreen. I know you want to have that beautiful tanned color that we have, but if you are very pale, you won't get that color overnight. So if you overdo in the sun on the first day, you can put the rest of your trip at risk. Number 7, Do not flush toilet paper. In Brazil, you should not throw toilet paper or other things into the toilet. Everything should be thrown in the trash. Plumbing in Brazil and South America is not the same as North America and European countries. If you throw toilet paper into the toilet several times, it will cause problems. So avoid it. Number 8. Be aware of your surroundings. Pickpocketing is common in tourist areas, especially in big cities like Rio and São Paulo. So be aware of your surroundings. Oh, and that rule is not just for Brazil, right? That goes for the US, France, UK. In Rio and São Paulo, you have to be extra careful. So don't flash your valuables and keep your phone and wallet secure. And if you want to know other tips to travel safe to Brazil, watch this video here. Number 9. Maybe you're gonna need a visa. Travelers from the US, Canada, and Australia now require a visa to travel to Brazil. So, before booking your flight, check the latest requirements. If you want me to record a specific video talking about the travel documents that you need to travel to Brazil, then leave a comment below and I'll do it. Number 10. Brazil is a cheap country for people that makes dollars, euros, or pounds. If you make USD, Canadian, Australian, New Zealand dollars, euros, or pounds, expect to find things cheap in Brazil, especially in places outside Rio and São Paulo that are expensive cities. Just to give you an idea, one US dollar is worth 5 to 6 times more than reais, the name of our currency. You can pay things using your credit debit card or in cash. I would suggest having the Wise card in case you need to withdraw money. Usually the fees are cheaper than using your bank card or exchanging money at the airport. And the good thing about the Wise card is that you can use in other countries as well. It is not just to travel to Brazil. I will leave here the link below so you can order yours for free. Number 11. Brazilians love to hear gringos speaking Portuguese. Learn basic Portuguese phrases and Brazilians will love you more. We appreciate the effort and we think that it's very thoughtful when a tourist can say some words in Portuguese. A simple example is obrigado, thank you, or por favor, please, can break the ice and open doors for you. In case you want to learn a bit more than thank you and please, send me a message and I can help you with the basics. I believe that after 2 or 3 lessons with me, you will be able to manage yourself in Brazil because I teach Portuguese specific for travel purpose. Number 12. Public transport is inconsistent. Buses are cheaper but unreliable in major cities. Metro systems are efficient but limited to major cities. So, if you are traveling to Rio and São Paulo, I would recommend to stay near a subway station and to use the subway to move around tourist areas. It will be safer and more efficient, and you can expect to pay around 1 USD for ride. In small cities, there is way less traffic, so buses are usually on time. You can use them instead of rideshare apps if you need to save money. Brazil is huge and you cannot see everything in one trip. My suggestion is to focus on 1 or 2 states, but of course that depends on how many days you have. I would suggest at least 1 week, okay? There is a video here that I suggest some perfect itineraries if you have 7 to 10 days. I will leave here the link at the end of this video so you can watch it, okay? And if you need help putting together your itinerary for Brazil, I provide travel consultant services and help travelers choose the best destinations, accommodations, tours, how to get around, and how to exchange money, and so on. I'll leave here my WhatsApp QR code and the link below in the description so you can send me a message there so we can talk a little bit more about your plans and I can tell you how much my service costs. Number 14. Soccer is a religion. Brazilians love soccer like Canadians love hockey and Americans love baseball and football. Of course, that is not everybody, but most of us like it. And if you are in Brazil during a big match like the World Cup, expect the entire country to stop and watch it. So if you like sports, attending a football match at Maracanã Stadium, for example, in Rio, is an unforgettable experience. Number 15. Street food is delicious and affordable. Try pão de queijo, pastel, coxinha, and tapioca. Amazing snacks that you can eat at any time of the day. They are cheap and you can buy them from street vendors or bakeries. And if you love bread and all other bakery items, have a breakfast in a Brazilian bakery. Try our carrot cake, pão de sal, pão de queijo. And since the topic food has a lot to talk about, I will record a specific video about that, okay? So stay tuned. Number 16. Brazil, it's a bit behind when it comes to vegetarian and vegan options, but we have options, okay? I am vegetarian and I'm fully aware that Brazil is very meat oriented. But in big cities, you find restaurants with very good vegan options for sure. In São Paulo, I found a vegan pão de queijo that is amazing. And I would also suggest that you try our fruits and vegetables. They are very delicious and they are cheap. And if you want to know more about vegetarian and vegan options in Brazil, leave a comment below and I will record a video talking about that. Number 17, vaccinations and mosquito protection. Before you go to Brazil, get some vaccines like the yellow fever. And as soon as you get to your first destination in Brazil, buy a mosquito repellent and use it every day. Dengue is very common, especially if you travel during the summer months. Number 18. Being topless is not legal in Brazil. I know we have a reputation for being a very liberal country, but that's not really the case. For example, you cannot go topless on the beach. It is not allowed. Yes, I know that our bikinis are known for being very small, but they will still cover certain parts of the body. If you want to wait to buy your bikini in Brazil, that's a good idea. We have beautiful options and it doesn't necessarily have to be a tiny bikini. We have like one pieces, swimsuits, and bikinis that aren't thongs. Number 19. Portuguese and Spanish are different, but similar. If you speak Spanish, you could get around in Brazil since the languages are similar. Similar, not the same, okay? So if you speak slowly and the other person speaks slowly too, you might be okay. And the last thing you need to know before you travel to Brazil is that we drink super cold beer. So if you live in Canada, the US, or Europe, you may think that is strange, but you're gonna get used to. And if you don't drink alcohol, we have a super special and very tasty soft drink called Guaraná. Guaraná is a typical fruit from the Amazon, and it's my favorite soft drink. And now you are ready to travel to Brazil. Are you pumped? I am excited for you. If you have any questions, please leave them below and I will answer them as soon as possible. And also, don't forget to check out the links that are listed in the description. They will help you for sure. See you in Brazil!